Other apps, I suppose we have to show Angry Birds. HD, of course, as this is the tablet version. It's a story that we all know too well. Eggs stolen by pigs. And a gameplay mechanic we all know too well as well. Here we go. Yes. Hours of practice paying off. So Angry Birds, definitely working on touchpad. Now when you swipe something like this, it suspends it. I come back in, it'll pick up where you left off. Or again, swipe like that to close. Let's see, Office is still loading over there. We can also look at images on the device. Of course, you cannot capture any images on the device, but you can copy wallpapers or things to the device if you like. And so these are some nice wallpapers that it came with, and some nice pictures of my dog that it did not come with. So here we have nice animations, and again you can pinch to zoom if you want to. Very responsive, very nice. Now let's take a look inside of the app catalog. HP is talking about how many thousands of applications are available at launch for the touchpad, and there are indeed quite a few applications in here, but unfortunately the vast majority of them are not optimized for the touchpad, which we'll see here in just a moment. If we go into the categories for the catalog, take a look at books here, for example. You can see right up top the Kindle Beta is optimized for touchpad. It says right here on the right. And the top, let's say 15 or so, are optimized for touchpad. But we get down a little lower, and well, you can see a lot of apps have not been optimized for the touchpad. Now these will work, but they are, well, a decidedly less than optimal experience. And I'll show you, well, the best way to do that is show you our app, actually. Launch the Engadget app, which is not, sadly, touchpad optimized just yet. And you can see it brings up a view of what looks to be a little phone here. And, well, here we are. So now you are looking at the Engadget app running on the touchpad, and it runs quite well. But we've got a little bit of extra screen real estate here that we could be using. Many of the non-optimized apps will look like this, which is a little bit unfortunate. Or some of the 3D games will be zoomed full screen, but if they're not optimized, they look kind of crummy, actually. So this is a full screen 3D racing game from the Pre that does work in full screen, sort of. But as you can see, it's kind of freaking out at the moment. And, well, we had it working earlier, and the graphics were less than optimal. Well, this is not going well. Let's go ahead and skip this for now. And Quick Office is still loading, so I guess I won't be giving you a Quick Office demo today. But ultimately, what we have here is a tablet that is kind of chunky, kind of heavy. If you compare it to, this is the Galaxy Tab 10.1 that we have here. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but ultimately the touchpad is considerably thicker, and actually it's considerably heavier too than the Galaxy Tab. Same goes for the iPad 2, heavier and thicker, but the pricing is exactly the same. This is the same cost. This is a 32 gigabyte model, which you can get for $600. If you want to go for the 16 gigabyte model, that's $500. So again, pricing is exactly the same as this, as on the Wi-Fi version of the iPad 2 and on the Galaxy Tab 10.1. Now, as much as we hate to say it, we're having a hard time recommending the HP TouchPad simply because the pricing here is exactly the same as the premier competition out there, the Galaxy Tab 10.1 or the iPad 2. And frankly, you're getting a bigger, heavier device that runs many fewer apps. And as much as we love WebOS, and it's certainly as easy and intuitive to use here on the tablet as it is on the Pre and the Pre 2 and the Pre 3, Ultimately, we just can't recommend this over either of those two because the pricing is the same, there are many fewer apps available, and the hardware is not as good. So again, this is Tim with Engadget, and you've been looking at the HP TouchPad.